Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie and today I'm going to do a first impression / get ready with me. So I recently hauled some new products in an Ulta haul, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the description box down below as well as the cards up above. So I'm going to use some of the makeup to get ready in a video today. Some of this makeup I have used before once or twice, so I have initial first impressions, but some of the stuff is brand new to me. So the first thing I'm going to start out with is this Flower Beauty In Your Prime Hydrating Primer, and I just bought this yesterday and I'm super excited to try it because I have really dry skin, so I typically opt for a hydrating primer. I'm really going to apply this to my forehead and T-zone the most because that's where I get the most dry, and especially I live in Pennsylvania and the Northeast here has been just so cold and so dry, so my skin has really been taking a beating, so I want to make sure that I am getting this primer everywhere and hydrating my skin for foundation. The foundation I'm going to go in with today is the Physicians Formula Healthy Wear Foundation, and this is in the shade LC1. I've used this once or twice, and to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of it. I find that it really does accentuate dry spots on my skin, so I'm hoping by pairing it with the hydrating primer from Flower Beauty, it'll look a little bit better. I do like, however, that this foundation has a doe foot applicator because I find that I'm able to get just the right amount of coverage for what I need on a day-to-day basis. So upon first application, I actually really like the way my skin looks right now. I can't tell if it's the primer or just because I just freshly applied it, but I think the primer did make it look really good, and I'm really happy with the amount of coverage I got. So for concealer, I'm going to go in with the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer and just put it on my under eyes, my forehead, my nose, and around my mouth to help conceal some more and cover up some redness. So I actually really don't like setting my concealer on a day-to-day basis. I typically only set if I'm going for a full glam look. So I'm actually not going to set my concealer because I find that my under eyes don't wrinkle or crease terribly, and I like the way that it looks better when it's not set. So for my eyes, I'm super excited to use the new Anastasia Sultry palette. Well, it's new to me. I actually just picked this up because it's on sale for about $27 at Ulta. It's also on sale at Sephora. So if you've been eyeing this palette, I highly recommend picking it up. I'm first going to go in and prime my eyes with the Fenty Beauty primer. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow primers of all time. So going in on this BH Cosmetics No. 5 blending brush, I'm going to take this color Birch and start placing that into my crease. As per usual for Anastasia eyeshadows, this did have some kickback, but I kind of expect that, and it's not something that really bothers me. Next, I'm going to go in on this color Twig, which is a cooler tone brown, because I really want to have this look be a little bit more cool toned and sultry. And I'm going back in on that same BH Cosmetics No. 3 brush. This Morphe M433 brush, I'm going to take the color Dystopian, which is a really pretty deep brown. I know people tend to have feelings about Morphe brushes, so if you don't want to use a particular brush, the reason I like it is because it's tapered in the middle and then it flares outwards, and I actually have a dupe for this brush, and it's the BH Cosmetics No. 8 brush, which you can see they both have a very similar shape. So I'm going to place the color Dystopian on the outer half of my crease and then onto my outer corner as well. I'm going to go back into the same brush we used to blend out Twig and Birch and take a combo of those colors just to blend out that darker shade we just put. To build up Dystopian a little bit more, but I'm going to add the black shade, which is Noir, just to make that corner even deeper. For the metallic, I think I'm going to go into the shade on the bottom left-hand corner called Cinder. And I'm going to apply that using my fingers because I feel like Anastasia shimmers just apply the best that way. Upon first feeling these shimmers, they have the same texture as the Norvina shimmers, which I think are a little bit different than the ones found in the modern Renaissance. They're a bit more flaky, if you will, so I find that the best way to apply them is to rub your finger into the shadow, but then tap it off, because otherwise you'll get a lot of fallout from the shimmers. I also think I'm going to take this shimmer, which is like a more bronzy color called Steampunk, place that right on top of Ember, because Ember didn't really give me the color that I wanted. Now I'm going to go back into that same brush that we used Dystopian and Noir on, and just to blend out the edges of that shimmer. So far, I also don't have any fallout on my face with the shadow, which is a major plus because I already set my base. But I really think that if you tap off your brush and work lightly with the Anastasia shadows, fallout isn't that big of a concern. For my inner quarter highlight, I'm going to take this Crown Brushes. It's a lip brush. Unfortunately, I don't know the name. And I'm going to go in with the shade Pearl right here just to really brighten up that inner corner. For the lower lash line, I'm going to go in on this BH Cosmetics number 7 brush and take a mixture of the shades Birch and Twig and start to blend them under my lower lash line. Using the brush that comes with the Anastasia palette, I'm going to take the short, flat shader side and go into the shade Dystopian and put that onto the outer corners of our lower lash line. So I'm super happy with the way this look turned out, so I think I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna put on my mascara and then I'll be right back to finish the face. So for mascara, I use the Maybelline Snapscara, which is our tubing mascara, and I'm really happy with the results. My eyelashes are separated, super black and long. I also went back into the shade Steampunk on that same Anastasia brush and just added a little bit to the inner quarter of my lower lash line because I felt like it needed a little bit more color there. For the face, I'm gonna go in for my blush and I'm gonna use the Flower Beauty Blush Balm. This is their liquid blush, and I'm actually kind of nervous to use this because I've never really experimented with liquid blushes, but I swatched this on my hand the other day and it's absolutely beautiful. I have mine in the shade Cinnamon. So I think I'm gonna apply it on the back of my hand first and then go in with my sponge to dab it onto my cheeks. So I do have to say I'm super happy with the way this blush went on. It was a lot less intimidating to work with than I thought, and I think the color is super pretty. I definitely have to play a little bit more with this formula to get down the best way of applying it, but for a first impression, I'm really happy. For the rest of my face makeup, I'm going to use the Becca and Chrissy Teigan palette, and I'm going to go in with the bronzer, which is in the shade Malibu Soleil, and I'm going to go in on this big BH Cosmetics brush, which the numbers weren't off. Play a little bit more with this formula to get down the best way of applying it, but for a first impression, I'm really happy. For the rest of my face makeup, I'm going to use the Becca and Chrissy Teigan palette, and I'm going to go in with the bronzer, which is in the shade Malibu Soleil, and I'm going to go in on this big BH Cosmetics brush, which the numbers weren't off. And for the highlighter, I'm also going to go back into the Becca and Chrissy Teigan palette and use the shade Rose Gold. And I'm going to take the highlighter on this little Studio 5 London brush, which I got from Amazon for super cheap. what's left to do is the lips. And for the lips, I'm going to use this Milani Amore Matte Lip Cream in the shade number 10, Adorable. So that completes the look for today. If you like this video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel for new videos every week. I'll come back in a few weeks with full reviews on all of the products that I've tried and that I hauled in that Ulta haul. If you want to see more tutorials / get ready with me / first impressions on my channel, please let me know down below because I had a lot of fun filming this one. I hope to see you back on my channel and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.